Well, you said you wanted to see some Miramar. Let's just jump right into the Miramar. Plane's going to be going pretty centered. I mean, it's a little bit like, I don't know, 30, 45 degrees askewed from directly across, somewhere around that range. So now then most teams, except for teams that might stretch back over towards the north, should be perfectly fine. We're seeing a lot of cluster back down towards the south and the east. That's no surprise, as that's very common. Whenever we look back over towards Miramar, most of our teams should be pretty comfortable, should be able to get a lot of distance, with the exception of our Los Leones teams. But let's be real, Los Leones is distance in and of itself.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting what the drop patterns look like right now, because they've been scrimming. The minute PCS1 was done, they had, I think, a days of break before they went back onto scrims. I'll count it a 2-2. They're on the edge, not as dangerous as it is if they're in the center, and those two solo players are close enough. I think I'm going to count it. But Illusion here, this is going to be a nice pit stop for them to find the information, but they know that this is not going to be a playable area for too much longer. In a minute, when Phase 4 starts, they're going to have to move. So right now, they're going to use the high ground, spot out as much as they can, see what's free, maybe grab a little bit of an airdrop. That could be a trap, though, because it is actually off the side of the cliff. Could be a little risky to get that, but at this state in the game, there isn't much pressure around them, so they could still be relatively free.
303 is starting their charge back along the side of this as they did get a little bit of damage back over towards Dodge. Dodge now realizing the fact that they're in a little bit of a bad spot, going to go ahead and try to regroup. Jumping out of the vehicle, Sack is like, no, the vehicle's too low. Grenade's going to go through. D-Rich connects back over towards Crop. Corsac is all by his lonesome. He's got some support at range, but that's going to be about it. Grenade's going to land right up in front of him. Does get the spray onto one. Gets the flush as well. Is that going to be enough to buy him some space? Molotov's now starting to come through. There's nowhere for him to hide. He's now going to be on fire. He's going to go down. That's going to be a quick flush as well, as the Hellfire and Brimstone is going to take 2, and 303 with another aggressive play being rewarded for it.
303 are becoming a breacher team, and those are always incredibly fun to watch. We saw the previous game on Erangel, and we're seeing it now. They find an opportunity to push a team in a squad. They recognize that Dodge are separated into 2 duos, which meant that as long as they can get up to the first compound without getting shot out, and they had that angle to do so, they could take the fight 4 versus 2. And Nitrogen also taking the fight against Zenith. Mystery goes down. Kill isn't confirmed just yet, but Kickstart, this is a risky maneuver to come back and try and get the revive. No, he's being told to leave. He's been told to just let him go. Can't revive. Not worth it.
I like this. It would have been a little bit too risky for Zenith to go for the reposition back over there, especially with the amount of teams they have to assume that could be running into each other back over towards the east. Instead, go ahead and try to make a play away from this one. We know that back over next to the suburbs of Los Leones, it's going to get pretty violent. A lot of these teams were all stacked up on top of each other. Zenith is kind of making its pass back over, but looks like that's beginning to pop off as Shoot to Kill has managed to get vision on Yaxley. We've got about 4 to 5 teams that are all going to be very quickly condensed back over towards the east, as it's going to be Comets pushing back over towards DF, ATC playing off the position, Shoot to Kill back over towards the north. Carnage Gaming is going to have to leave Los Leones and make a path back over this direction as well. So it's a very scattered fight while ATC is trying to hold the line and gatekeep everybody out. Comets are trying to find some type of path to work with, and they can't find anything at all. Shoot to Kill has the angle back over for this, now sending 2 of their members back over here to see if they can inflict more damage and more casualties back over towards DF. ATC, though, is also starting to make a similar push. They firmly regrouped back over next to that wall and are trying to set up a firing line on anybody that approaches. You see Marsalek taking a couple of shots back over towards it, but Shoot to Kill gets a quick pop-off into his face, and now ATC, still back over in that dip, has to figure out how they want to handle what's going on.
Luke also finishes off the rest of Dips free. ATC open up that fight, and STK finish it off. There's still 4 up, 4 kills for them. They don't overcommit onto the fight on ATC. ATC aren't let them get away with that. Now that Dip's free, pressure is gone. ATC could focus 100% on the hilltop that STK are holding in. But here comes Rarity.
The problem.
Rarity are taking this push.
Rarity are creeping up back behind them. They hear this fight. If they decide to go a little bit more aggressive, they could find an angle that ATC cannot play from. Liberate's already starting to cause a little bit of a problem for ATC at very close range. So ATC is now finding themselves caught between 3 different teams, all on different approaches. So each one of the remaining members has to hold the line for the team. It's going to be North right here. That's got Rarity up in front of him. He knows that team's going to be passing right over. Goes for the shots onto it. Gets the down. Going to go ahead and opt into the spray as well, and that might slow down Rarity just a touch as they're going to have to figure out what's going on inside of all of these dips around them. Meanwhile, while this is going on, you can see Adit's trying to get a little bit of a shot on it. Gonna go ahead and get down Melon, but going to start trying to retreat from it. Aguila's starting to make the push back over, but has to be very, very cautious. He's only got him and one other member back up, but he knows he needs to stop this push. Coming out from Liberate, can he connect with it? Looks like he does manage to get the flashbang. Easy pickup, but Guab says, no, you cannot make it that easy. That's another member down for ATC as everybody starts crawling back to the last member, trying to get the res to come through.
It was a slow beginning. There weren't a lot of fights. That means that it all sort of explodes in the past 30 seconds of the last minute. And ATC trying to fall away from the area and take the fights where they can. But that trade from Liberate gives Matt the opportunity to rush forward, not only for the revive, but for the two-player setup to defend against ATC, continuing to have ATC squash between multiple teams. SCK have taken over the position on the east side as well as Carnage, but the circle is shifted just a little bit towards the west. It's all out in open terrain at this point.
ATC managed to get all of the reses back up. Now starting to throw down grenades. Going to connect back over towards Adit. Simply Matt not going to get the vision to work with. Going to go down as well. Rob and Ice Tech going to have to figure out how they're going to make this work. They've got the uphill battle in front of them. ATC did a great job on getting their meds back up, but they have to be careful as Rarity is still taking shots from back behind him. Rob's going to rotate back over here, try to provide a little bit more support, so at least two members are going to be trying to hold back ATC. ATC's got to figure out what's going on as Rarity is continuing to push. Don't forget Shoot to Kill is taking some shots off to the side of Rarity as well as the carnage continues on this eastern front. You can see Zenith off in the distance says they don't want to have anything to do, but so many of these teams are condensed down around it. No path is available for anything to work with. ATC does manage to get one of the reses back up, and Liberate's trying to find the path to move forward. Does spot it out while they're trying to contend back over with Rarity. Now they step back away off to the side of it. It's going to be Ice Tech go down. Now Guap, one member still standing. Looking back over as Rarity's trying to make the push back over toward Rarity. He's the last person up. Shoots and Kills decided to get involved. They venture back down towards the south, but they say west is where all the fun is happening at. Trying to get a little bit more invested inside of this firefight. Melon's laying down, trying to hide it out right now as Shoots a Kill slowly making their way along this hillside.
They're just backfilling where ATC are. The flash comes in. Guab's trying to heal up because he laid down in the middle of a Molotov and just barely, I think, he's able to save himself. But ATC, just through all of this, are still alive.
So many teams stacked up around this position. Shoot to Kill is going to go ahead and try to go for this flank and continue. Guab still caught up, looking back over towards ATC. Has to be very careful. Rarity has stopped in their push. I'm going to calm it down for just a second. But Purdy, he looks like he knows exactly what's up. Just going to go ahead and crest around the side. I don't think that Guab saw him. Still just trying to get away from position. The smoke's going to be a nice position for him. Goes off to the side of it, but quick flick back over, and Purdy denies it. That's going to be Liberate going down. ATC now trying to contend with Rarity on the push. Does get the down onto one, but Norkeys gets a lot of damage. Gets dropped as well, but manages to inflict a double knock on the other side. Now Melon going to play this. He knows he's got Shoot to Kill back behind him. This could provide the time for Rarity to try to get their reses off.
Yeah, this is really bad. Melon would have loved to assist Norkeys, but he's stuck. He's stuck in these vehicles. If he moves, SCK are going to see him. We saw what happened to Guab when he peeked out from behind a smoke. It was an instant flick. As you mentioned, Rarity, this gives more than enough time to get the revives to stay as 3 standing, despite an amazing double knock from Norkeys. Melon, hit the blue, has no opportunity but to try and go for the fight, and he can't even get the knock because Alo is too good.
Shoot to Kill sitting on 11 kills. We were wondering where Shoot to Kill was, but they're starting to show up. Rarity looks like they might be positioning back to go after that fight. Circle has popped back over towards the west. That's going to favor Veritas, Illusion, Dodge, and Hardships, who has to retreat just a touch. Rarity getting a little bit more vision to work with, knows where one of the members are. Going to take a couple of shots back over, but Alo's not going to let it happen. A quick pickup back over towards Deadeye. Zodiac, the last one up, trying to inflict some type of casualty, but Shoot to Kill isn't going to let it happen. Now up to 14 kills, and it's time to venture to the west and look towards the Hardships.
Listen, I know that the other members of SCK were involved there, but it was Alo. Alo basically just 1v3'd Rarity. He used his teammates as a distraction, but he's the one that landed all the shots. In a matter of 5 seconds, he killed all 3 of them.
Alo, what are you after? It looks like he spotted Outward Kickstart and the rest of
More kills!
Are they at this point? They're just fiending off the adrenaline, and they're like, "I could kill the world." Double up, run back over there, get into position, and now just look at everybody coming after you. Take the shots back over towards 303. Alo connects on that one. Looks off to the other side, trying to get some shots onto Honey Badger. Connects enough to make him really regret it. Looking off in the distance, though, I don't think that they've spotted out Kickstart, who's hiding down inside that dip and praying at this point. Shoot to Kill doesn't see it.
They can see his bike. They can't see him. Unfortunately, Purdy is going to get dropped, but that might give the information. Duel, we've been watching the east side so long, we've lost track of what's happened on the west. Duel have a really good position on the high ground here to overlook the entirety of the circle, and that's why STK sent it as aggressively as they did, because otherwise they'd have to have a slow cross over a field that would get punished from a position just like this one.
Duel has a little bit of high ground to look back towards 303 and their positioning. Dodge just hunkered down towards the center. Hardships might start making a little bit of a wrap back over towards the west that could put them in Veritas's range. Illusion just playing for full on defense right now as Voxix found himself a vehicle trying to make the run back over. Is he trying to go for his teammate or just trying to get to cover? It looks like cover was the key factor for that one. Honey Badger's probably going to bleed out off that, but I don't know, going to throw down a couple of smokes, maybe provide enough support for his teammate to maybe make it over there, trying to go for the play off of it, but Luke 12 is going to go ahead and catch Leda off to the side, and Voxix still just trying to hold this one through, managed to make it closer and closer to Honey Badger, but at what cost is going to be the question, is where is he going to be able to go after?
It's a death, more likely. Either STK or Duel. Someone's going to have the angle, unless Kickstart is actually find something himself. I was wrong. It wasn't a bike. It was just the hood of a truck, and that just shows how low profile it was in the dip that he's hiding in. Hardships do go out. Veritas starts to come alive, crawling in from the north side of the circle. I don't think they have that many kills, but they use this opportunity to take control of the circle, and this is the perfect shift for them to continue to do so.
Another big kill going back over for Shoot to Kill. Keep in mind, at this point, I think they're at 16, maybe 17. It's just been a massacre as they make their approach back over towards the east. Duel is one of the few teams that are not inside the safe zone right now and need to make their way back over towards the north. Poor Kickstart, as well as their only other team that's going to have to make some type of trek. Illusion's right on the edge of it, but they're close enough that they don't have too much to worry about. Kickstart's really going to have to figure out some way to get through this, and if he's got fancy feet, maybe he can manage to make it happen, but he's as good as dead unless he's got some type of trick up his sleeve.
The only trick that I can imagine is just not being spotted while he crawls through the field and somehow gets the backstab onto SGK. If Duel, they continue this push as quickly as they're taking it, he could pick up some scraps, but Duel seem to smell him. They know someone's in that area.
Duel creeping back down the low side of this hill. Gonna have to be very careful. Kickstart. Oh, yep, he's gonna get spotted out. A couple of bullets gonna go back over towards him. He's gonna caught up in blue. At least gonna deny that one out. Now Duel looking back over towards Shoot to Kill. Alo goes ahead and gets a quick pick back over on it. Shoot to Kill say no. We're in the momentum right now. There may be only two of us, but we don't want to be tangoed with. Alo's gonna have a grenade bouncing over his direction. Gonna end up pretty close to him. Gonna have to retreat back away down to 15 light. But Luke's still just trying to hold the line up as 18 kills is what Shoot to Kill is sitting on. Even if the aggression comes out from Duel and manages to get the kill, they're going to be entirely content with that. And by the way, guys, nobody is playing rest of the circle. It's just a firefight right here. Alo does go down, but every single team has decided that they want to join in on this party. Duel's playing up towards the high side, but they've got Illusion coming up back behind him. Shoot to Kill does go out in 5th, but it's going to be disaster across this hillside. Duel gets a lot of damage dealt to them off the side as their body rolls down. Now down to 3 teams remaining, as it's going to be Illusion creeping up and forward. You're going to see Dodge get spotted out, and that drops us down very quickly to just Illusion versus Veritas.
Both these teams, Illusion and Veritas, said, screw control of the circle. We here fighting, and we want these kills. Illusion are now backing off, waiting for Phase 8 to begin. No reason to start a fight when the whole terrain could change in the next few seconds. And where's the shift going to go? It's going to go down to the southwest towards Illusion, but Veritas, they're pushing forward this entire time. They want to strangle the control away from Illusion. And just look at the car send that Jazza is taking instead of Crossfire, but Sharpshot's going to open it up with the first knock and basically an entire secure onto Icy Flex.
Complete control. Look at this. They set up a defensive line, trapped Illusion back over to the corner, got the early pick to work with. While the Molotovs are starting to come out, I don't think it's going to be too much, as you can see Veritas playing every single angle, trying to spot out anybody that's moving through this, slowly and steadily denying more and more sectors of this circle for anything Illusion to work with, slowly being herded back against the wall. The zone itself becoming the enemy for Illusion as they're trying to find some type of angle to work with. Illusion needs to get a knock on one of these flankers to get something to work. Top Dog's trying to hold the line out, but he's going to have a throwable land right on top of him. Molotov's going to give away his position. He's going to go down as well. Then there are just 2 up for Illusion. That one just going to be free me, please, off to the side, saying, please free me from this game, as it's going to be Veritas that walk away with the victory and 12 kills. Between them and Shoot to Kill, by God, who killed anybody else in this game?
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, no die from last shot. I pray my dick get big as the Eiffel Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud 9.